Hiya, my name's Nick. Welcome to the Bear's Paws. What can I get you? Hello, hello, can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? How are we? Are we all alright? Mandy, Kirsty, how's it going? Alright. Tablet is not frozen. Jodie Comer is definitely a stunner. I worked with one of her relatives in our office as well. And she's a good Evertonian, Jodie. Yep, hi to Helen and Ruby too. Helen, of course, is our Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field. Chelsea, how you doing, Chelsea? My friend from Canada. Good to see you. You can hear me and see me. That is good to see. Nickety doodah, nickety day. My oh my, the sky's very grey. And my stream decks are now working. They were not working, which is why I said give me a second, because nothing, no buttons were working at all. Don't you hate that? I've now quickly got to check to make sure that Botrix is actually open up on the screen. Where is it? Botrix chat. Right, that is open, so it's Botrix being an arsebag. Which, by the way, I got a message from the Botrix Discord server earlier on saying there's been a few issues with their connection and things. So there's issues. Tomash, Pax et Felicitas, indeed. It has been a hell of a week, hasn't it? All safe and well here. I hope it's the same for you as well on the oblong of dreams. I haven't got me Corona. I'll have to get myself a Corona soon. I forgot to get one. I knew there was something I forgot. Kirsty, you were pressing buttons earlier. You were. We haven't got a Canadian flag. No one from Canada is messaged on the chat, but Chelsea has now, yeah. I'm going to have to print off a Canadian flag and stick it on the board behind us. That's another country added. Lovely jubilee. I like the Canadian flag as well. I am a fan. Mind you, I like Canada in general, to be honest with you. Yeah, and Thomas, thanks very much for the super chat. Mucho apreciado, as they say in Japan. All goes back into the channel. I don't spend it on beer, do I? Obviously, because I don't drink. How's everyone doing? It's warm, isn't it? He says to people that are in different parts of the country and other countries. Weird. It was alright earlier. I went for a walk at whatever time it was, 6. And it was alright. Now all of a sudden, it is stupidly hot. Canada flag is written down on a post-it next to Audi slave. It is done. It will be done later. I will print it off. Naturellement. What else have I forgot? I've forgotten something else as well, and I can't think what it is. Light. Mic, camera, light. Too many lights and not a clue. Is that button working? It isn't, is it? Right, well, we'll use his name while we're here, won't we? See, there's something definitely wrong with OBS and Stream Deck and things like that. Louise, how you doing? Cheers for sending that video earlier. I've now seen a blue Spitfire, an actual blue Spitfire. A Spitfire in blue. There you go. Botrix is on now, at least on the screen. The cookbook nuke is a bit dark. Don't know why. There's lights on. There's lights on. Should we completely blue it up? And by blue it up, I mean with the colour blue. Or should we try another colour? It's a bit too blue, that, isn't it? Bit of green in there. So there's blue, blue, green, and light blue. It is a bit, yeah. Don't know why that is, though. Ah, balls to it. I'll put that back as red. Don't know why. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. But yeah, the cookbook nuke is a bit dark. Have a look at the cookbook nuke. Do I need more lights? Do I shite? I've got loads of them. Do you mind, Louise? Do you mind? The moody blue? The moody Lou? Usually you do. But Steve's special, so you're fine. There you go, happy days. We'll refrain from the Lou business, so to speak. Oh man, more seagulls. I wonder if it's the same one that was casing me yesterday. The one that was by the car. That genuinely, normally seagulls tend to be a little bit skittish. The small ones do anyway. I think it was a herring gull. But it was there just giving it loads. Alright lads, it's happening. And it only disappeared after another car turned up. Yeah, if you don't like it, we're not doing it. Well said, Steve, well said. Oi oi, Tomash, did you stay for the quick climbs? Very quiet on Friday, nothing really till 12:30. I need to put a plane up as well, don't I? We need it for plane talk, because let's face it, there's a fair few of us in this chat who like planes. We do like our planes, especially. I mean, that one earlier on, I thought that was really nice. The Blue Spitfire with a Griffin engine sounded good. Doesn't sound as good as a Merlin. Hasn't got the same whine. We like a whine. You've been playing, thank goodness you're here today. A little indie video game. Oh, right. You're going to send us the pic. I shall keep an eye out for that. Yes, I know I'm live. Jeez. These must think I'm fucking stupid. Are you aware of the fact that you're live while I'm talking to 6,000 viewers? 6,000 viewers. You didn't linger, you had a busy day and then IT issues in work. That sounds achingly familiar. Can you hear that? There's definitely different types of gulls out there. It sounds a bit like the seagull version of the Sharks and Jets in West Side Story out there. Listen to that. Where are you? Fucking hell. We don't normally get seagulls this far out. Not regularly anyway, because of the fact that we're just over 2 miles away from the beach. And there's a McDonald's and a Pizza Hut down there and all kinds of other things where you can get easy food. So they tend to avoid places like this. When they do turn up though, they are so noisy. I was waiting for the short of the Lank and the Mozzie starting up together and send. Oh yeah, definitely, we need to see that. Love the sound of those proper old school planes. They're fantastic. You started worrying if I started calling Steve Daddy. Yeah, there's a little bit of weird internet about doing stuff like that, isn't there? A little bit weird, a little bit. Greetings and alterations, one and all, Saphodemus and Pliers. How you doing, bud? How's life being the only person in the southern hemisphere holding up an entire hemisphere? That's strength for you. Followed me home from the car park, they have. Maybe that's what it is, that seagull chat for, mate, you missed it when you left. There was all kinds going on, there was all kinds. Microphone issues yesterday. Many apologies for the inconvenience. I have had a delivery of another set of wireless mics, which are now going to be my number one mics. The other ones, the previous ones, I will now have in the car for whenever I just suddenly decide to Foxtrot Oscar. Oh, that looks good to me. It says oily baps, but to be honest, the first time I seen it, I thought it said oily flaps. I'm definitely going to watch that. Gulls getting about a bit. Yes, they do indeed. They don't half shivel. Kirsty wants to call you daddy. You think it's wrong. Tell her, Nick, you're in charge, tell her. You're the one with the microphone. It's a bit of a kink, isn't it? That daddy thing. But you didn't miss much, I was late. I blame the parents. No, I don't. What do I blame? OBS and Stream Deck. There was something between them two. I need to be able to press buttons. Part of the reason why I do these things is just to press buttons. To pretend I've been watching loads of Kenny Everett's video cassette where they go behind the scenes and all the crew are laughing and things like that. I'm happy with the Stream Decks, but I also want a proper thing with a vision mixer, like a forward and backward lever. I want not just buttons, I want levers as well. Knobs, levers and buttons by the plenty. I need them. You know, I'm a gearhead. Kirsty won't ever say it again unless it's outside in the car park, obviously, because anything goes in the car park. Weather's shite. Again, yeah. You didn't manage to find the fish you needed for your marine aquarium. You will. Which one's which? Blame Jeff. It is Jeff's fault. It's always Jeff's fault. A fader. Sorry, that's the one, yeah. Thanks, Louise. It's a fader. That's... Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, don't you? I want a fader. I want sliders, pots. I've got sliders and pots on me Tascam Porter Studio. A cassette Porter Studio. I mean, I've got GarageBand on an iPad but to be honest, I've got a PC with a door on there that I can record stuff. And I've got my MIDI keyboard. I really need to get that out and start having a play, don't I, really? No. Yeah, I do. See if I can do some banging tunes, bruv. Sliders and pots. That could also be a good name for an AI song, couldn't it? Sliders and pots. I'll give that a bash. Oh, Sleepy sent us a video of noisy F-15s. Oh, right, well, I will load that up onto the system for Wednesday. Anyone want to send me any videos to be shown to the rest of the group, just let me know and I'll stick it on. No problem at all. I'm happy doing that. Because like I've said before, I don't want this to be me just talking to a camera. I don't want this to be, let's go to Nick's stream. I want this to be, this is our pub, this is our environment. So If people have got pictures or videos they want to show, anything like that, just let me know. I'm quite happy to stick them up on screen. In fact, I really enjoy doing that. It's nice seeing what you're up to, where you are. There's a group of capybara lurking around the pub back door. You don't trust those rodents, they're doity red bastards. They are huge, aren't they? They've got a weird head as well, very squarish head. Louise, are you the only one sat on the floor rowing? Oh yeah, oops, upside your head. Everyone, get on the floor. Do that live. Add it live. No. Things will explode. Ali, how you doing? Ali. Awfully Ali. You're here but on anti-duties. Lovely stuff. I will try to rein in the swearing then. Kids, if you're listening, stop fucking swearing. Capybara are cute. They're also very tasty apparently, so leopards and whatever they're called. What are they? The ones that are in the Amazon, is it leopards? Tend to eat them by the dozen. They also eat them caiman, which is a bit strange to see. Mini crocodiles swimming around like they own the place, and all of a sudden some spotty bastard jumps on the back and starts eating it, chewing the back of the neck off. Yeah, Steve's on daddy duties. But girls, if you're calling Steve daddy, you have to say it in a really, really posh English accent. Daddy. For the kink to work, obviously. They can't hear. Thank fuck for that. Good stuff. Tea. I forgot me beer, me booze. There's always something, isn't there? That wasn't fully charged, so it might not go all the way through the entire stream. That me lightsabery light at the top. Everything else should be okay. That's the theory anyway. Sounds familiar. Not half. They're still going out there, them seagulls, man. I wonder why. What's special about this place today? Why are they here? Why are they kicking off? Are they fighting with the magpies? Them magpies are dodgy sods. Always just hanging around in case something dies. Then we'll get in there straight away. Go and get your beer, we'll behave, honest. Yes, of course you will. Of course you will, Mandy. But I do trust you. I've got a really good chat going. Hunting hedgehogs, pricks. That one hedgehog, I've not seen loads of hedgehogs in my life, I'll be honest. Probably less than 6,000. More than 2, less than 6,000. I'd probably say somewhere in the region of about 20. 20 hedgehogs in my entire life. The one that is sometimes on the step there, is the quickest thing I've ever seen. It would outrun cheetahs, this thing. It is rapid. As soon as a car comes or I start walking, off it goes. It might not even be a hedgehog. Could be anything. I started getting a bit worried about it because it was coming out, not exactly during the day, but late afternoon, early evening. And then realising to myself, it's probably more early evening. And it's still just a bit light because we're in summer. Kippers, keep your chair warm. He's over there, by the way, Kippers. I didn't put him away earlier. How close at nearest fields? Maybe it's been harvested and subsoiled and they're after the worms. The nearest fields, proper farmers' fields to us, are about 300 yards from here, I think, in that direction, just straight across there. So it wouldn't be too difficult for something to make its way over here from there. Might well be. I took my niece to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to Berska and back. On the way back from Berska, we were going down Newcut Lane near Southport, and I think some of the fields have been dug up on either side. I have never seen so many crows in one place in my life. It was like a cartoon. It was mad. They were just absolutely everywhere, and quite hench as well. Big musty looking crows. Spiky Cat versus Punk Rat, the cartoon we all want to see. Now, it is a hedgehog, but I don't know, it might have been crossbred with a whippet. Wedgehog, that's where I go. Steve's getting technical with the horticulture, but we like this. I like when it starts getting technical about stuff like that. I think it's interesting. Kirsty, you're off, no worries. Be lucky. That's a bit of cockneyism. So easy I threw that in there. Be lucky. You can take the boy out of the countryside, of course, but it's always up there. Generations of soiled hands. No, I mean hands in the soil. Not like the car park soiled hands. It's good to know these things, though. And to be fair, I'm 20 miles away from Liverpool city centre. I'm 19 miles away from Preston city centre. About, 10 miles away from Blackpool as the crow flies, or as the 20,000 crows in a field flies. So I'm in a suburban area on the outskirts of cities, but there is literally farms and farm fields all the way to Ormskirk. So we are sort of on the edge. And if the lottery were to come in, there's a lovely place for sale. It's got a paddock out the back, a big barn and a paddock. I want it. I want to live semi-rural. Can't beat a good semi. Etienne, do you have a boat? Schooner with an engine. Yeah, Kirsty, home by 11, it's a school night. Don't be spitting on street corners either. That's what the kids do nowadays, isn't it? Stand on street corners, spitting on the floor. Or titting, as it used to be called. That spit where you and a little bit comes out. Titting. Titting all over the floor. What are you doing, lad? Anyway, we're 25 minutes into a stream and we haven't got anyone behind the bar. Who fancies doing a shift? Who's going behind the bar? Go on. Who fancies sorting the ale out? Steve gets very seasick. He is the original seasick, Steve. Ali, you had your annual vintage parade today. You took pics and videos only to discover after it finished no sound on any of your videos. That is something that happens to all of us, unfortunately. You are not a gobshite. Oh. Ali put a name down. Saf will have to go second. And Piggly Ding pressed. And speakers on. Yeah, but that thing with having no sound, everyone that makes videos for YouTube will go through that at some point. There are some microphones that I think the DJI, they do it, and Rode do it as well. All right, okay, we'll do Saf then, and you can go after. No problem. Yeah, DJI do theirs, and it records onto the receiver as well as into your phone. So if your phone doesn't pick it up, you can just go into the files that are on your receiver and then lash them into whatever editing software you've got, match them up, and you haven't lost out. But for those of us who haven't got DJI or Rode mics, you are wondering, thinking, please, let the sound work. It's not too bad for me if I'm doing like a walking video or something. just get on AI, make a song for it and throw it over it. But for those who make actual videos, proper videos, must be a nightmare. Last night when the sound cut out, it was a bit of a relief. Thank you so much. I love you too, Mandy. Thank you very much. Evil sod. It's like Mean Girls, this, isn't it? Pick on the new lad. Well, if you want, I mean, quite happily, if you want me to just aim the camera at the sunset and shut up, I can do that. That's not a problem. We can do that. Right, so you had your wired headphones in before it. You removed them just before. Your phone must have thought you were still in. Yeah, anything like that, remove the headphones before you even start. Do a very quick video where you talk into it, listen if it works, your sound. And also, if you're trying to listen back to it while you've got something plugged into the headphones socket, sometimes it won't come through. It's a bit weird. Estrella, oh, damn. For our Steve, a meat pie and some Turkish tea and some locum for Ellen. Very nice. Ali, you are a nice person, we know that. Crispy fried chicken wings and muaddi for our Ali. Lovely stuff. Nothing too fizzy for our Steve. The lightsaber sound effects that were dodgy. Now, I don't know whether that's the microphone or the connection, because there's been times when I've looked and it appears to be fine to me, but going out live, it might be the connection to YouTube from my side going there, which is causing problems. And yet, when the video gets uploaded, it all sounds fine. It's weird. Very weird. I'll look into that though and see if there's anything I can do about it. Ali, hug as well. Ah. Jameson 12-year-old single malt on ice for Mandy. Oh, that's a very, very nice drink. I don't like it myself, obviously. I don't do whiskey. Although if you do like a bit of your whiskey, Bailey's with a Jameson in it is fairly nice, because Bailey's has already got sort of a whiskey-ish tint to it, hasn't it? A pint of Old Peculiar. Proper ale. No ice next time. No problemo. Louise, for you and only you. Only you. Amarula cream over ice. You'll love to see it. Blech. Bailey's. Not everyone's cup of tea, is it, Bailey's? Seems to still be popular though. What's everyone's take on sherry? Does anyone actually drink that anymore? Or is it just literally middle class people in 1980s sitcoms? Because before this I was watching No Place Like Home, and to be fair, them drinking sherry is actually part of the show, part of the on-running gag. The sherry's always absolutely dog shit, but they're still always doing it. Man, you forgot to tip. Get your tips out, go on. Corona Ferro. For me? Oh, thank you. Only in trifle. Sherry trifle, of course. Man, you don't mind sherry with lemonade. Can you do that? Is that allowed to be? But this thing about whenever anyone went to someone else's house in a sitcom in the 70s or 80s, could I get you a drink? Oh yeah, sherry please. I mean, was it really that popular? I can't remember people drinking it. The vicar always got offered a sherry as well. It's just bizarre. No hug for our Ali. Ah. I'm sure we'll all give you one, Ali, so to speak. Louise, you used to have a recipe to make Baileys. What's in Baileys? Do we need to know? It's got Irish whiskey in it, hasn't it already? Or am my brain gone completely? The only interactions you have with sherry is to provide the bottles you did the etchings on. Oh, and you've got an ex named Sherry. Not as bad. Not as bad, I think. um, I'm feeling warm. I was sore today as well, but I had me walk earlier on, and I don't know if I've loosened things up. My knee doesn't feel quite as bad today. I've also been using the Voltarol, so I've been doing a little bit of exercise. Don't want to do too much because I didn't want to end up being too sore to walk. You like the little sherry glasses, yeah? Harvey's Bristol Sherry and those little schooner glasses. The little schooners, we ended up pouring a pint for someone. I forget how many of those schooners there is in a pint, but he was pissing me off in the pub, so me and my mate filled a load of schooners with his pint for him. Put them all down. There you go. There's your pint you ordered. You're a fucking knobhead, you lad. Yeah, I know. Stop being horrible, and we'll stop being horrible to you. But I do like them. I also like the Harvey's Bristol Cream. The blue bottle that they came in as well. It's a really nice colour. Sometimes used with a candle in it, wasn't it? Thrown in the middle of a table. In pub style eateries. Looks quite well. Bit of Sherry Baby. That was it Frankie Valli? Sherry Baby. Casper, good evening. Coburn ads were funny in the day, they were, weren't they? That's Coburn, by the way, if anyone's watching. Not Cockburn. Although some people do pronounce it that way, don't they? When you call him Coburn. I'm sorry, my name is Cockburn. You have my sympathies. And if you do pronounce it that way, please, please, please don't call your son either. Soft's not providing hugs for our Ali. Steve-O, can you give her one? There you go. The blue glasses known as Bristol Blue. Not necessarily just the sherry bottles. Is it... Did the name come because of the colour? They made the bottles out of it. It was just going to be called Harvey's Bristol Sherry or something. Or Harvey's Sherry. And then because it was in a blue bottle, we call it Bristol Cream. They are that lovely colour, especially when the light shone through them. I like them. All doing well, yep. The bottle and the Matthias Rosé bottle, the little squat roundy thing. The squat one. Ooh. For Louise. There you go. Bit of Amarula. With an elephant on the front. What a great picture that is. Fantastic bottle. Amarula cream with marula spirit. The spirit of Africa. Fantastic bottle. So pretty. There you go, Ali. Our Steve will give you one. Which will leave you feeling satisfied and happy. What was the triangular bottle? Oh, triangular bottle. Proper triangular bottle. Not Galliano, I mean actual triangle one. You've got me thinking now. It's been a while since we lived in a pub. Grant's, yeah, Grant's was like a wedge, wasn't it? Yeah, Grant's is a triangular bottle. I think there's another one, isn't there? Yeah, but Grant's whiskey comes in a triangular. It is Grant's. We used to sell that. Bell's, Grant's, and there was something else, another whiskey, plus Jameson, of course, not Jameson, Jameson. I got told off about that by an Irish fella. I was a great barman. I was dead funny. They all love me, but I kept getting bollockings off people. Normally old fellas, old Celtic men used to have a go at me constantly. It's Jamison, not Jameson. Are you stupid? Well, fucking obviously I am, aren't I? And then getting called a Sassenach by that Scottish fella for trying to give him a gold label out of the cooler, the cold shelf. Bloody Sassenach, you'll ruin the flavour. I don't know, mate. Only alkies and fucking winos drink this shit. I said to him, defensively. Bloody Sassenach. I was delighted with that though. Never been called it, but that's on my CV that now. Tell us things that have happened to you in your past. I was called the Sassenach. Ali, bet you never even felt it. I bet she felt it. I bet she felt it. Felt safe and secure, if nothing else. The elephants wait till the marula fruit ferments and eat them and by the kilo and get drunk and wobble away. And you imagine how much an elephant could take. Jesus. Aunt always had straw rum in a cupboard. Horrible stuff. 80% alcohol. Vile stuff. Famous grouse. I am surprised they call anything famous grouse because grouse are as thick as shit. Genuinely. I mean, 2 tons of German steel. Fabricated in South Africa, by the way. But I mean, 2 tons of it. Get out of the way. You are a Boyd. You're not going to survive on this. Ali, can you send the video anyway and the pics? Just imagine the sound. We can do that. Yes, we can do that. I could even put a little bit of music over it for you. Man, you want to see a wobbly elephant? You want to see a pissed elephant? Disgusting behaviour. Absolutely. RSPCA, are you listening? That's disgusting behaviour. But, yeah, I'd like to see a wobbly elephant as well. A pissed elephant. Absolutely wankered, looking for straighteners on a Serengeti plane. Drunkenly walking up to giraffes. You've got some fucking neck, you lad. I've always hated you. So a 5-litre bottle of famous grouse last time you were in Germany. They had a 10-litre Jägermeister as well. Jesus. Jägermeister's evil stuff. And yet, it seems 99% of the UK public are absolutely addicted to it. Who'd have thought that years ago? All the kids are drinking something that tastes like cough syrup. You've had all of it, Ali. You were up to a maker's name. Up to the handle of the bat. All the way. Louise, that's... Oh no, we're not having that. Elephants, proper elephants. Not Manchester supermodels. Elephants. All the Golf GTI, BMW 3 Series drivers are driving South African made cars. Yep. And the C-Class Mercedes, also South African made. Very happy with it. Apart from all the stone chips on it. Pain in the arse, that. Stone chips absolutely everywhere on the front of it. Fuckers. The moose get life-threatening violence on fermented fruit. You do, don't they? It's famous in Sweden for pissed moose. I'd at least want to give you a hug even though you never give her one. Seth, you've got a 4.5 litre bottle of Haig in your room. Haig, is that the one with the dimples? Steve can show you a wobbly gorilla, Mandy. What was the pink stuff in a square bottle? That was cough syrup. Don't know. Sending a hug for Saf, even though he didn't give you one. Only right-hand drive models out, yes. Which is good because we've got right-hand drive cars here. So on I've got the original handbook with my car. And it's written in German, stamped with loads of German stuff, but it's got place of manufacture, South Africa. Kirsty's back here again. Our Saf will hug you back, see? That's what we like to see. Casper, you visited your sister today and saw their pictures from visiting London. Did they see any lunacy? Man, you're not sure you want to see? Come on, we all do. We all do. Ali will be waiting. Ali, oh. It's getting warmer, I'm sure it is, you know. I'm going to check the weather. What's the weather? 18 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be warmer. Humidity, 74%, which is probably why it feels fairly warm, and the wind is from the south. So it will be an African Saharan wind. That's why it feels even warmer. The other day it was coming in off the Irish Sea, so it felt a little bit more fresh. Whereas now it's just warm and warm and warm. Oh, Saf, that's a proper Hague bottle, that. Jeez, look at that. Did that come out the sea? Was there a message in it? Proper Hague bottle. Old school. Contents 4.5 litres. Blended Scotch whisky. Product of Scotland. That's a fantastic looking bottle, I like that. It was nice, good to hear it. 18, we're suffering from cold like you. This is summer, this is warm. T-shirt and shorts, walking outside earlier on. And there's a little bit of rain in the air as well to cool things down. Got a McDonald's milkshake without a straw. You should have your own straw at home. A plastic or metal one. Always have one for yourself. Keep one in the house. If you buy them plastic beakery things, the drinks that they've got a little plastic straw in that you drink through, there's a straw that goes in there that's the right size and it's plastic. If you're going to throw one of them away, keep the straw out of it. Get your car dirty, wind. Exactly. Fact. It's actually looking alright apart from the bird shit on the back of it. I never managed to get it clean this weekend because I've done nothing but run round for about the last week. But I will get it done this week at some point. I didn't get a chance to go out and do anything. I had all kinds of plans, and yeah, I've had a couple of long lie-ins because I really needed it. My body needed it. My brain did as well. Humidity's been murder there for the last few days. 24 with close to 90% humidity. That's horrible. That bottle was your grandfather's. You won it golf sometime in the 60s. No wonder it looks absolutely spot on then. Proper old school. Looks lovely. And the pattern on it is superb. No idea what happened to the contents though. Someone will have had that. Yeah, a fork will do it. A Mackey's milkshake. Fork or a spoon. Yes, chips are the new straw. Apparently. These kids nowadays, they're so weird. Weird kids. Just sent me some there. Brilliant. I will add them all to a little video montage and I'll put some music over for you. And then we'll throw them up on Wednesday. And then with Steve's video as well. Brilliant. We've got stuff to show. So it's not just my stupid face. Marvellous stuff. Got some of those metal straws, but don't know where they are. Get yourself a thieving stick. Always good for finding stuff like that. Mine's bent, obviously. A thieving stick. Good for picking things up and finding where metal stuff is. If you work with cars, you should always have one of them. Worth their weight in gold. Little thieving stick. Using a spoon instead. Marvellous stuff. Day temperatures over 10 degrees equals summer. Pretty much. Who's going on holiday this summer and where? Anyone going away? Is that one of those massive bottles you save money in? Those were stupidly big, weren't they? How big were they? Let's have a look, see if we can find how big they are. No, not Amazon. You're not going to find one there, are you? Four and a half litres. Yeah, 4.5 litres, so it'll be the same size as the Hague bottle. Every pub had a Bell's bottle, didn't he? A Bell's bottle for money and a couple of notes thrown in there. Guess we're going to Sweden next Monday. Very nice. Venice in late October, early November. Yes, absolutely. Fantastic stuff. Anyone need a refill? Kirsty's arrived and the sandwiches have arrived. Of course, lovely stuff. When's the next person visiting South Africa? If we know, let Saf know. Yeah, Venice, take your wellies, definitely. If it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? Oh, there's an idea. Stick the metal straw over your charger cable. That way it'll protect the charger cable and you'll also know exactly where it is. A refill for our alley. Mawadi in a spice bag. Next. Not next yet. 5 minutes and 47 seconds. Casper, you're going to take whatever it is Del Boy drinks. That'll be absolutely anything. Grand Marnier and Lucozade. A Southern Comfort and Cherry Aid or something like that. Yep, Ali sent the videos and pics. I will add them all together and I will make a compilation video for you. We'll put that on Wednesday. And because you've missed out on noise in them, I'll even do a little bit of a song for you. We'll do an AI bit of music for the back of it. Something neon with an umbrella. It's Rihanna, isn't it? Men's 100 metres final coming up. I still haven't seen a single second of the Olympics this year. And considering I was talking about live streaming some of it, ridiculous, isn't it? So when you win the lotto billions, you're flying us guys out there to experience a proper African summer. Get us over during the winter. You'll be wearing 17 layers, a coat and a balaclava. We'll be wearing flip-flops and wandering around sweating. Jasmine, you got it on as well, lovely stuff. The 2nd of November is Day of the Dead. Dia del Muerte. Venice takes part. Are you taking a mask with you? You're going to get one when you get there. Did he sell masks over there for that? Dubonnet and Lucozade. Yeah. It's funny, my sister's boyfriend, every time he walks in the house and sees me dad, It's either Alright Bilzo or Bon I de Douche Rodney, Bon I de Douche. And while I was in Newcastle in a hotel for work, I went to get in the shower and they had all the little sewing kit and shampoos and what have you. And there was a little thing with Bon I de Douche, little shower cap. So I took it with me, and when I came home, handed it to me, my sister's boyfriend. There you go. Bon I de Douche Rodney, Bon I de Douche. I think you might still have it. Definitely need pics of that, Kirsty. First pic is your dad, Ali. Oh, lovely stuff. We'll check that out. Do you mind me showing on the screen when I had all... I'll put it all together in one little video collection, a little montage. Yeah, there you go, Kirsty. Yeah. If she'd had enough money, she would have been over, but pizza won. There you go. Saw badminton yesterday. People were thrown out physically for displaying a sign saying Taiwan. Isn't that where Heather Mills gets her shoes from? Taiwan. Oof. Controversial. Better get used to calling it Venezia, yes. Not Venice, it's Venezia. I still can't get used to calling Naples, Naples. Just because the football team is not called Naples, it's called Napoli. So, it's Napoli to me. About 7 degrees there today. That is still warm enough to be wearing t-shirt and shorts. We were talking about this in the car last week. Me, my mum and my dad. And it said, because they go to Portugal and it's like 40 degrees. It's 35 at night. But when they're over there, they seem to be used to it. 20 odd over here and you're sweating like a pig. And no matter where you go in the world, they'll be used to the temperature where they live. So for us, 7 degrees isn't necessarily cold. I don't think it's cold anyway. Quite happily I go to shops with t-shirt and shorts during that. T-shirt and shorts. Once it goes below about 4 degrees, then it might have to be a pair of combats. But anything above 4 or 5 degrees, shorts. Steve, you don't wear flip-flops, you wear your thongs. How about on your feet? Yeah, the Aussies call them thongs, don't they? I don't wear flip-flops, I wear sliders. Bon I de douche, Bon I de douche. Better get used to it, well and truly. How's Jess? Jess. Well, she phoned me earlier on in an absolute panic because apparently the world's most dangerous spider was in her room and there was only her and a mate there. What do I do? Just fucking get rid of it. Pick it up, throw it out the window. I've got a glass. You've got a glass, get rid of it. Yeah, but it's massive and it's in my jumper. Roll your jumper up, take it outside, and I can't do that. What if it gets on me? You absolute shitbag. Get the Hoover then. Go and get the Hoover and hoover it up. And then tell your mum it's in the Hoover bag. Half with. It'll be grand, good. Do you see, you have to pay to enter Venice now. The Mediterranean, I ain't happy about tourists these days. The Mediterranean only survives on tourism, but I can imagine they get sick and tired. Next. Oh, there you go, Piggly Ding. Right, Ali, you are up. They must get sick of English tourists, especially. Just going there, getting absolutely hammered and fighting on the beaches and what have you. There's just no need for it. If you want to go to someone's country, just at least chill yourself, relax. Don't be having football fights on the beach or in kebab shops at 4 o'clock in the morning because someone supports a team you don't like. Daft bastards. Taking pictures and you're going to do a live in Italy as well. Definitely pop in the chat for another flag. Brilliant. We love this thing and we really do. Turin is Torino. We know that's on account of the fact that they have a football team called Torino. As well as Juventus, they have Torino. Serie A helped you name the Italian city correctly. That's where probably most of us got the correct pronunciations of places from in the first place. Remember your charger, definitely. Florence is Paul's mate on the Magic Roundabout. Or Firenze wouldn't work, would it? On the Magic Roundabout. It's got to be Florence. Firenze and the Machine. You'll also be exploring other parts of Venice. I've got a friend in the Netherlands whose husband and family come from Venice. They're always there. They go over every year or so. I wonder, will they be charged? Because she is literally, and they both are foreign, I suppose, but he is Italian as well. Don't know, would they? Let's see, tourists say Copenhagen and not Copenhagen. Exactly. We've got to the point now where we should be doing stuff like that. It's not overly difficult, is it? I mean, we've changed Bombay to Mumbai and things like that. So, why not just start pronouncing places correctly? It's like someone's name. Everyone going mad about Thierry Henry. It's not Thierry Henry, it's Terry Henry. It's not Terry Henry, it's fucking Thierry Henry. It's his name. Can't call him anything else. But we always have the charge. If you throw house spiders outside, they die. Yes, but if they stay in the house, my daughter will die of fright, apparently. So it's man versus food or woman versus spider. Woman wins. She can't have them. She's absolutely shit scared of them. Good tight race. Lyles wins. Is that good or bad? I've got no idea. Yep, Saf, when's it a good time for Ali to visit and not melt? Remember, she is Irish, by the way. What's everyone drinking? Heavily. Luckily, you mainly learned the towns' names are not the Anglophile versions of them. Like Venedig instead of Venice. München instead of Munich. Yep. It's not hard. Not hard to do either. And we can tell it's not hard by the fact that football fans can easily pronounce the names of football teams. Even English ones. The English, when we travel due to our behaviour abroad, we do give the UK a really, really bad look. But normally the people that do that don't give a shit. And yet the people like me, erudite, people who speak multi-languages, we never get mentioned in the paper, do we? Don't talk about us going to Cuba and speaking to the natives in their own language. None of that. No, not at all. February, March, October, November. So either that's a spring, autumn, that, isn't it? Ali, nobody's your videos. It will take seconds to throw them into a cap cut, ding, 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 and just add a little bit of music over the top. I like it though. It's nice to be able to share with people. That's what all this is about. Sharing is caring. Unless it's herpes, at which point, you don't really want to share that. Steve might go abroad this year. Take your passport with you. You go on the borders this year, so you might go into Scotland for a few days. That is one absolutely stunning part of the UK, the borders. Absolutely gorgeous. Even just from a train going up there. Wow. You will love it. Getting away to somewhere like that. Especially coming from Norfolk, which is fairly flat. Not completely flat. We've worked this out, haven't we? Not completely flat, but fairly flat. To go into somewhere where there's actual mountains. Stunning. Scotland's nice as well. I think it might have helped the fact that I'm a Scouser rather than being from somewhere else in England, so they took it easy on me. Scotland next year for Kirsty. I need to get there at some point. Raymond van der Gouw, as a name you enjoyed hearing the English commentators mispronounce. Yeah, very, very, very bad with Dutch names over here. Really are. Arfalago. What's Turkey called now? Does it sound the same when you say it? I think it's just Turkiye. Turkiye. instead of Turkey, Turkey. If you hear the Turkish fans singing it, they seem to be singing Turkey, Turkey. Pint of Hobgoblin, proper ale, there we go. Kirsty went out with a Raymond before and he was from South Africa and a complete dick. Saf, do you know him? Do you know him? Once in primary school you spoke in class about Borussia Mönchengladbach. The teacher thought you were a German speaker. No, talking footy. We can't say a word of anyone's languages, but a football team with a name as complicated as Borussia Mönchengladbach, no problem saying that. Oh, Louise, strawberry daiquiri. That's a summery drink, that, isn't it? Are we having it on the beach, are we? Sand between the toes, strawberry daiquiri. Lovely, lovely stuff. Yep, well said, Saf. That's it, Kirsty. Don't choose the guy who's the dick. Choose the one who's a big dick. Like the pole vaulter. Can you imagine that? Missing out on a gold medal because you're carrying pure beef, man. Are you going straight up there? Beautiful scenery on your way if you are. Exactly, Louise. I went up to Glasgow from, Liverpool to Wigan. Wigan, got on a train and went to Glasgow. We went through the borders and it is absolutely incredible. There's a motorway or a dual carriageway going, probably the M6, isn't it? Sort of going that way. And it looked amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wouldn't mind driving that just to see what it looks like from the car as well. You were useless in that department and all. You were useless. A little chipolata. Love to see the Highlands. See a deep fried, yeah. Loads of deep fried shizzle up there. Helen is half Scottish. Her father was from Glasgow, a Govan lad from the Clyde. So is her full name Helensburgh? Is that why she's only half Scottish? Helen. That's where Kirsty's dad was from as well. Govan, there we go. Learn English from the 3rd grade and German from the 7th. Many EU countries learn English plus a neighbouring language, they do. And yet we're fairly ignorant over here, and we should be learning more languages because it's good for your development. If you can learn a language, it kicks off something in your brain that helps you to learn other things a lot easier, I think. Saf, beat Ali's guide. Show her the ropes. It could be, couldn't he? Definitely could be related. Jinxie, how you doing? Jackie. You're staying in Berwick, just in Northumberland. Berwick, that were at war with the Russians until about 1990 odd, weren't they? Because it kept becoming part of Scotland, part of England, part of Scotland, part of England. And when the English signed the non-war agreement, was it the Russians, not the Germans, whichever it was. When the English signed it, they were part of Scotland, and when the Scottish signed it, they were part of England. So Berwick upon Tweed, I think it was the Russians. They were still at war with the Russians, technically. Mad place. That's where Trevor Stephen came from as well, Berwick upon Tweed. One of the greatest ever players for Everton. What a genius. Your house is open to the Bearspaw staff and ring dinkers. Imagine if we all turned up, just completely 747, everyone in there. Evening, my claggy friend. Don't burn libraries, you absolute helmets. Jeff, yes, well said. Stop burning libraries to the ground. The people who burn libraries are the ones who need libraries the most, I think. The Gorbals area. Yes, you spelt it slightly wrong. But we know the Gorbals. One of your sisters learning Gaelic and Korean, and your other sister is brushing up on a German. After the London trip, they're planning on more travel all over. Travel broadens the mind, even if it's not abroad. Even if it's just like Steve going up towards Scotland, just go and see something else that's not your street. It's definitely good for you. I want to be a barrack ranger. I was looking for sex and danger. Lovely stuff. Barrack Rangers. Did he play for them? I think he might have played for them, actually. Jackie's somehow surprised that it's pissed with rain all day and gives rain all week in Northern Ireland, of all places. Who'd have thunk it, Jinxie? Who'd have thunk it? If we all turned up, we could help catch a few Cape buffalo for the spit braai. We could do that. Why would you burn a library? That hurts. Poor books. Because the people who have done it are as thick as shit. Absolute thick as shit. It's not just a normal library either, the one that was burned in Liverpool. There was only 2 libraries that are open in North Liverpool because of Tory cuts and what have you. Cuts, I said cuts. One of them is only open half days, and the other one was this place, the Spello Hub, which is also a place to get people back into work, and people have got issues with going out in the community and are struggling with things. They could always go to the Spello Hub. There's people there to help out. So the lunatics decided to burn that because the idiots, or the North Face ninjas, happy with themselves now. It's unmasked a hell of a lot of stupid people. Is a Cape buffalo different to just a buffalo? It is, yes. It can fly. But a normal buffalo and a Cape buffalo look exactly the same. A normal buffalo has to go into a phone box, take off its glasses, and when it comes out, it's a Cape buffalo. Did you like that joke? It was super, man. Could I send out more food yet? Get it out. Been to the Gaubles many times over the years. It's called something else now, is it? Hutchison Town or something, is it? Why have they done that? The Gaubles is the Gaubles, man. Is there a shark? Could be a shark. Dad joke. It was a bit of a dad joke. Labour can pay for it now. They're taking away old people's fuel allowance. That's stupid what they've done. There's loads of money available in this country, but they're too scared to go and get it off the rich bastards. If you're a cleaner, and this happens quite a lot by the way, if you're a cleaner somewhere in London and you are paying more in tax than the billionaire who employs you, there is something wrong. Make them pay tax. Then all of our tax bills will be lower, and we can give fuel allowances to pensioners. We wouldn't be trying to cut money through austerity all the time. Go after the right people instead of throwing resources at benefits cheats. There's like a 2.1 billion lost per year to benefits cheats. 15 billion lost per year to tax avoidance and evasion. You should mix them together and call it avoision, I think. But they won't go after them, of course, because a lot of them were also in the last government. So, if you don't believe me, have a look at the Panama Papers or the Paradise Papers, and you'll see some names mentioned there who are very much in charge of what we hear and see. Bastardos. Changed its name because of a bad rep. Fair plays. I suppose that's the same then as Stockbridge Village in Liverpool. Just outside Liverpool. Stockbridge Village. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Before it was called Stockbridge Village, it was called Cantrell Farm, or Cannibal Farm, as the locals called it. That's where the band The Farm came from, and that's where their name come from. But it had such a bad reputation that they changed it to Stockbridge Village, and then confused people from out of town turned up and thought this wasn't what we were sold. In South Africa, you love the Cape Buffalo. It's the only 100 Rand banknote. Rich people need to save the tax money to pay the expensive tax lawyers who get them out of paying it. They do. It's that circle. I love all this thing as well about if Labour are getting in, I'm leaving. Well, fucking leave then. You're not paying anything anyway. These wealth creators. They're not wealth creators. Well, they are. They create wealth for themselves. It doesn't trickle down to us. It doesn't trickle down anywhere. It just, they create wealth. It goes to them and then it goes offshore. We never see it again. Needs to stop, man. Just pay a little bit. Doesn't have to be all of it. Just pay a little bit. And then all of us, everyone's tax bill will come down. Simple as that. Kirsty fell asleep at the keyboard again. She did. Head down. Buttonhole Road. Has that changed its name, has it? Certify sounds like a Dalek. Anywhere from Tom to Tom to Tom was here earlier. Thomas, he was. He were around and about. Saf one surprising Ali. Careful. Tax avoiding rich bastard. Yep. Just stupid. At what point is enough enough? If you're a billionaire, you can never spend it. No way on earth you can spend it unless you're buying Premier League football clubs. When's enough enough? When do you just stop and think, you know what, I have made enough. I'm still making loads of money. Why don't I start giving it back to people? Why don't I pay a bit of tax? Why don't I pay to get all the potholes fixed in whatever part of the country I used to live in? I can make a phone call from Monaco and someone will go and fix it for them there and then. Doesn't help that you threaten Amazon and you just counter with, we will move to Ireland. Seriously, let them. Let them, genuinely. They don't do anything. They use all these loopholes to get out of paying things anyway. And yet, was it Amazon refusing to pay tax, but taxpayers paid for wherever they built a depot somewhere, and I can't remember where it was. It might have been somewhere in the southern Midlands of the UK, of England. They wanted a road to go from their new area onto the motorway to adjoin the carriages, and we paid for that road. They didn't pay any tax, but we paid for the roads, the infrastructure. If you want a road to go from where your new building is, you go and pay for it. Knobheads. Jeff Bezos. Also, he can use his phallic-shaped spaceship to go into outer space. Well, not even outer space, is it? It's still within the confines of Earth, but you can float about a little bit. Garb choice. You missed Tom to Tom earlier. There used to be a road somewhere in the UK that you can't see on YouTube at all. I think there's probably a few of them. Thomas is still here. He's doing his mileage claims to work, so lurking in the corner. How far was it to the corner? To your desk? About 3.5 miles, like, you know what I mean? Amazon have opened a distribution factory 3 miles from you, at which point we will have built the infrastructure around there. If the place goes on fire, our firemen, paid by our money, will go there and put out their fire, despite the fact that Bezos is not paying any bleeding tax. What is it? Just the weird, aren't they? Musk, Bezos and Zuckerberg, they're not even human. I'm convinced they're not human. I don't believe David Icke and the lizard people, but look at them and I'm starting to half think maybe. Zuckerberg's definitely, he's not human. Musk's the same as well. One of these days you'll see something, sparks will come out the side of their eye or something daft. Does not compute. Yeah. Ali, yeah, apologies for disturbing you in your mileage claim. How is Frau Tomasz and Domingo? Christian van Koenigsegg just wants to make money so he can build the next fastest car and the next car to piss off Ferrari and Bugatti. There's so much money out there. And it's a dick swinging contest, isn't it, with these people? Someone said to Elon Musk, you got enough money that you could end world hunger tomorrow. I went, all right, yeah, I'll do it. Let me know how to do it. And then someone said, well, yeah, I'll send you all the stuff you need. And then a couple of days later, people are saying, have you ended world hunger yet? And he made some bullshit, excuse for it. They could easily do it. If all these billionaires just went, you know what, we'll give back 25% of what we owe, or what we own rather, and then we'll see if we can do it and help people out. Clean some places up, clean some waterways up, provide wells for people, try and sort out the food issues, build some houses. No. Bellends. Jackie had to do that every 4 weeks. Proper head melt. I haven't had to do it much in my career where I am. But of course, with it being taxpayers' money, everything had to be absolutely 100% spot on. Otherwise, bollocking. Amazon is only in the UK and Ireland and Europe. Yep. Big American businesses have an insane mindset. Money, 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 and people is the last thing on the mind. That's because the corporations in the United States have more rights than humans. They are indeed treated as a human entity, corporations. And it's all about capitalism. It's funny, been watching a few things recently about the Cold War, and then about sort of Ecuador, Venezuela, all the elections that you have in South America. The Americans will tell you, and have done for decades, that capitalism is the greatest thing on earth, while at the same time being absolutely shit scared of communism. Well, if capitalism's so good, why are you scared of communism? Because if communism was shown to work, the American people would demand it in an instant, and then a lot of people would suddenly shit themselves. The higher ups, of course. Yeah, you do think Dr. Evil when you see Bezos in his rocket. It is, isn't it? Proper full-on Dr. Evil vibes. I mean, it'd be nice to have all that cash. The amount of work you could do to help people would be fantastic, knowing that it's never going to be an issue. You thought it'd be absolutely superb. Wouldn't you just want to hoard it constantly, though? Yes, they all involve the same word. Is it similar to King Canute, by any chance? Looks like what an alien thinks a frog in human form looks like. He doesn't look. He looks slightly AI generated. Like from a few years ago when video games were starting to get pretty good, but they could never do the eyes right. The eyes were always the dead eyes of a shark. That's what he's got. How many millionaires has Oprah made? She's a rich woman here, definitely. Yeah, you think they realise if they ended world hunger and cured diseases, they'd have more customers. They would. But no. Not good enough. Ali, you'd love to go on a cruise if you won millions. Whereabout would you go on your cruise? Are we talking Caribbean? Bay of Biscay? Nordic? In and out the fjords? Is it one of them? Which one would you like to go on? Colonel Gaddafi wasn't killed for being a bad person. He was killed for being bad for US business. And, of course, once you got rid of him, it created a power vacuum in Libya, which was filled by ISIS. So now Libya is an absolutely awful place to be around, very dangerous. I know he was a lunatic, but he kept a real, a strong hand on people. Same as Saddam Hussein. Obviously, you can't go around gassing your own people, but He wouldn't have allowed ISIS to flourish, and neither would Gaddafi. Stop interfering, because you don't know, the next person could be a lunatic. Now I mean, Captain Saf, I reckon he'd be brilliant at that. Captain, you could just chill. People really starving a few years ago in Venezuela. The president laughed and called it the Venezuelan diet. I know he's a lunatic, him though, wasn't he? Everyone would be slim and good looking. Oprah's net worth is 2.8 billion. What? How many heats before the final? Steve Arini, do we know? How many people has she helped become millionaires? One of them is GC Lane. Definitely can't do it on Yao Chob, yes. I wonder why it was called that. Ideally nice weather, of course. You'll be in the shade with your Irish tan, the alabaster skin. The 100 metres was the final. There you go. $2,800 million. Nobody needs that much. Nobody needs to be a billionaire. And I'm going to try and think if I can get this one right. No, I'm not going to even try. But it's the difference between a billion and a million is far more than you think. Isn't it? If you got £1 or €1 per second to become a millionaire, it would take you 30 years. To become a billionaire, it'd take you 3 days. Stupid. That's probably wrong, but it's something like that. So if you would suck at a ship's captain, you'd declare war on any ship that sailed in a funny motion in your direction. Your channel would blow up, literally blow up, it wouldn't. If you live stream that, man, you'd be a trillionaire within seconds. Oh, a playful captain. This is the captain of your ship, Colin. Talked to your uncle the other day, and his favourite trips as a captain of the cargo ships was his Aalborg to Cape Town trips. That's a long one, that, isn't it? Very north to very south. Showing the highlights at the moment. The racing's over for tonight, right? So it's over and done with. There's loads of running. There is loads of running. Playful thing sounds wrong, but feels so right. You'd want to explore and search for fish instead of sailing. You could do that though, couldn't you? Throw out the anchor, jump in. Naturellement. Glass bottom boat for Saf. This is the captain of your ship, Colin, yeah. What advert was that? Oh, shit. Was it a food advert? I can't think. See if you can think. But it is a Sunday after all, don't forget. So, little bit of Jeff. COVID ain't stopping me, mate. Always having to go at Adam Peaty, as you know. Bit harsh, that lad. I gave him deliverance on steroids. Is he doing that kayaky thing? Aggressive kayak, is that what it's called? Head down, let the horns break the tape. He's packing there, isn't he? Didn't notice that when I did that earlier. Jeff is packing some heat. Hoo-yah! Jeff channeling his inner Linford there by the look of it. could finally be in a tank for the fish. We want some fish, man. We need more fish. You've been in a bubble boat. That was fun. I've been in a glass bottom boat. Where was that? Somewhere shite, if I remember rightly. This 5-week world trips. It's when he flew to Japan, sailed to Vancouver, and down the Panama Canal and back home to Denmark. Jeez, that's a proper trip, darling it? It was food. It's time to get a snack. No, Starling. Southport's Tommy Fleetwood wins silver in the golf. He's not just Southport's Tommy Fleetwood. He's also Tommy Fleetwood from Kew. He is from the same estate I live on. He went to the school just round the corner. And he's a blue as well. Better blue, la. Yeah, good Evertonian. Kirsty, only just noticed you were live for nearly 2 hours. It didn't seem like it. It doesn't, does it? Once you get over your little, I'm not used to this, all of a sudden it's, yeah, sound. 6 hours, no problem. Builds up with confidence and routine, it does. Flew by. I think that was when I was out doing me walk and some other bits and pieces. Otherwise I'd have seen that myself, unfortunately. He had to change time zone every day and he said it really fucked with his mind. I'm not surprised. Oh, here we go, more foodage. A hat, white, tight fitting t-shirt or loose fitting shirt, pair of shorts. We're going to the Love Boat here, aren't we? The Love Boat. Soon we'll be making another ride. The love. Where are we? Oh, Muller Rice it was, wasn't it? It was Muller Rice. And ironically, an AliExpress advert.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
And no stalling. Yep. This is the captain of your ship, Colin. Mrs. Tom will be happy with you being away at sea for months at a time. Is this because of absence makes the heart grow fonder, or get that bastard out from under my feet? Looks like a man in comfortable shoes in that outfit. Yes, I think we know what that means, don't we? I think we know what that means. Protect him from the doggers. Save him. Mrs. Tom has to come along too. She does. How short are the shorts? Who wears short shorts? Are we talking 1980s Gary Lineker? Or are we talking 1930s Charlie Charles? Speedo shorts. They're not technically shorts, are they? And they are tight enough to tell someone's religion from. Our girl got cheated out of a goal by a dodgy decision in the skeet shooting. Robin gets a pair of Daisy Dukes. Know the ones where you can tell what you had for breakfast. Lofty shorts. Who's Lofty? All this talk of able seamen is making you blush. Going back to do your claim for the very merry month of May. Were you walking in the woods one day? Jinxie, have you got Daisy Duke shorts? I bet you have, haven't you? In the back of the car at all times, just in case. Most unjust. Coming from you, Tomash, that sounds absolutely awful. Must have been a robbery. Your dad would unashamedly wear them. You could never. So revealing. You can't wear Speedos anyway, because if the S comes off the start of it, you look well dodgy, don't you? Can you borrow some socks? Do we have a locker somewhere with found socks? Ain't half up, Mum. Lofty, yes. That's been on, is it That's TV? Or one of those channels, 171 or 188, 190 on Sky. Ain't half up, Mum's been on there as well as something else. It must have been a while ago, obviously. I can sort of remember watching it back in the day and remembering Windsor Davis, Melvin Hayes. But I couldn't remember seeing Mike from the Nag's Head in Only Fools and Horses, or Terry, the copper from Only Fools and Horses. And they both died within a few months of each other, I think. Weird seeing them, going back and watching it now. Like, he's him. Mad thing, fam. Jackie's got them in many colours. Daisy's in many colours. Yours is Olympic. Backstroke. Butterfly. Piss poor decision in this day and age. Are you lacking in the front department? It's harsh, that. If the socks glisten, I'd leave them alone. Plus, also, if you drop them on the floor and it sounds like plates crashing, walk away. Can they appeal the decision? Can they? It is cold at sea. That's another reason why you don't wear Speedos, because it is bloody cold. And you've got reputations to live up to. Every 13-year-old dream. What? You in Daisy Dukes or glistening socks? Or are those mutually exclusive? There's a guy in the parking lot selling left-handed coffee mugs. He said besides being left-handed, he tastes all right. What have they got on them now? What are they branded as? If he's stealing the branding, we need to go and have a word. Both, Jinx say, of course, both. You and your daisies, them in the sock. A little bit of cool air, come on. A little bit of cool air, come in. To be fair, I had a shower about 10 minutes before starting this, so I'm probably warmer than I should have been. It's also part of the reason why I was running around like a dickhead at the last minute. Is Mandy in a bathing suit? A 1930s one. Are they back in style, are they? Or have I dreamt that? The candy striped ones. I'm sure they came back, didn't they, for a while? In case you're confused on knot stones, you can't blame it on that. There are left-handed mugs. The logo of pick is on the other side. Yes. I haven't got one to show you. I have had left-handed mugs, which I didn't realise were left-handed mugs, because when you order them, they don't tell you that they are. You're about to be, is that stoned, Casper? Man in a knitted bathing suit. Made out of, was it Billy Connolly was talking about those shorts made out of wool that they grow when you get in the water. They float. I like that. I seem to remember them when I was a kid. We're going to wear bikinis. I thought that was a drink. Isn't that drink, that Sex and the City drink? Ali, you will not be in any swimsuits. You might possibly have on 3/4 length trousers and a t-shirt. That's Speedos for you though, isn't it? A little bit of ankle. A little bit of ankle. Kirsty, is it just you or am I buffering every so often? Oh, you have to let me know. The stream health is excellent. And not a single dropped frame, so it might be YouTube side on the way out. It's not me for the side, not me for the change, my side rather. No buffer on your side, Saphodemus and Pliers, good. Not on Casper's either. Mandy, you're wearing a cosy, but only if you can have a sarong over the top. What's sarong? I don't know, what's wrong with you? Not for Ali either, not for Louise, not for Jinxie. Must be your internet. Gotta be your internet then. Ah well. It happens, doesn't it? I do have to check because there's loads of dropped frames and the stream analytics say it's behaving badly, then it could happen. Could be me, but it's not. And we are at the behest of the internet providers, aren't we? No matter where we are, whether we are producing or consuming, it's all down to them. Back down us, back down us. Mandy, wear what you want. Yep. Nor at yours, Mandy. It must be Kirsty. Where's Joust? Is he eating things that he shouldn't be eating right now? Sleep on your bed. Oh. Used to hate it when you turn the playback on the camera, captured video to the editing program, and then the computer started dropping frames. Yeah, if it was an hour video, it would take an hour. It's so much better nowadays than it used to be. Definitely. Just record what you need to record. Most of them, you take a card out and put it on the side of your computer and it just drops straight on. I need to download DaVinci Resolve, I think. Just for one particular thing I need to try. Saf, you have to head to bed. Yep. Up at 5 a.m. Ciao, ciao. Be safe and good yourself. Good luck tomorrow. Without dropped frames, yep. Mandy's never been a follower of fashion. Certainly not a dedicated one. Live by your own rules. Wear what makes you feel comfortable. An earlier clock, definitely. Steve, not far behind as well. It is Sunday night after all, isn't it? And people who work have actual work to go to. Which reminds me, I will have to text the child and find out what time she's where the pissing hell. Find out what time she's in work tomorrow. Why's that happened? There's this Jeff. Jeff's pissing around with Kirsty's internet. The Dukey. Being a knob. Back in the early 2000s, things have moved on so much, haven't they? Definitely. DaVinci Resolve is amazing. I haven't really used it yet. Most of my stuff doesn't really take much editing at all, so cap cuts while I'm in the car waiting for Jess or something. Dink, done. But I need it to try a few things. So I will put it on my last laptop the one that's, is it 8 or 16 gig of RAM, so it should be alright. What button did I press? Talking of Piggly Ding. Keep listening for Piggly Ding. Just keep listening. Piggly Ding. Next. Piggly Ding next. Ali said she'd stay on. If anyone else fancies, let me know. And if not, Agent Orange will stay on. You've used Final Cut, Pinnacle Studios, Adobe After Effects and Adobe Pro. DaVinci is just as good but free. It's my kind of price there. But I like CapCut on the mobile. It's really handy. I can do stuff like within seconds. Just ding 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 done. It's glorious stuff, glorious. Just say, remind me to do that later. I'm going to write myself a little note, as well as the Canada flag. The handwriting is absolutely abysmal. I know what I've written and I still can't read it. That's how bad it is. Balls, I'm doing that again. Oh, still not perfect. But Canada flag, DaVinci laptop, you can read that, can't you? That is genuinely, that's such a piss poor effort. Piss poor. The jackal is collecting everyone's fingerprints from the glasses behind the bar just in case she is. Just in case there's an alibi needed. The alibi of Broadway. Saw a short randomly today and it was a guy that was the spitting image of Dan if he was 55. You sure it wasn't our Dan? After a long night of editing. Ali, are you in your swimwear behind the bar? If you are, there will be tips aplenty, I would have thought. Tell you I'm a doctor without telling you I'm a doctor. It's worse than that. It looks like a drunken spider has walked through some ink and then onto a sheet of paper. Just wandered off. It's absolutely awful. My writing's not normally that bad. I mean, it is, but not that bad. Yes, in your imagination, Tomash, she is. Ali's using the bar to try and not cause trouble. We like that. Bottomless service. Oof. Oh, hang on, no. We'll do another Piggly Ding just in case, but also...
But Kipper's Vindaloo can't be good for you.
It is Sunday. Screaming woman. Egyptian mummy's pained expression may have been caused by rare event. The ancient Egyptian mummy's expression of agony has puzzled scientists for decades, but researchers have put forward a new theory. The mystery of why an ancient Egyptian mummy nicknamed the Screaming Woman had a pained expression on her face may have been solved. New analysis by scientists suggests she died screaming from agony around 3,000 years ago. The experts say she may have then experienced a rare event known as a cadaveric spasm at the moment of death, causing her muscles to stiffen and immortalise her suffering. The condition causes the muscles to freeze in the exact position the person was in when they died. She had kids, end of. Anyone who's had kids will tell you, you are in that facial expression about 20 or 30 times a day. Dad, Dad, Dad. Okay, what? I think I broke my hamster. You mean you broke your hamster? The legs come off of fuck's sake. Expectations versus reality. Yeah. You can't be walking around in a bikini if you're trying to assassinate people, can you? Be drawing too much attention to yourself. Blend in with the crowd. Just shouting at a poor fella and yeah. Kirsty, you're off, no worries, catch you later. Maybe if they got that one bad yeah. Did she have gold teeth and a dodgy mortician? Could have done. Was she Brazilian? If she was, it might explain something. A Brazilian gone wrong. Could have been. That wax you give us a bit weird. That's not wax, that's epoxy resin. Yeah. Do you know what? While we're at it. Sorry, go on. They do. Wise words indeed, Horace, wise words indeed. Spoken like a true jazz master. I don't mean a Fender guitar, I mean someone who's into his jazz. We do. Everyone needs to chill, man. Get relaxified. Relaxificated. Isn't he boss, Horace? He's getting back to his old self, I think. He's not been hanging around as much with Kippers and Jeff, who are well dodgy. Well dodgy, man, know what I mean? How can these experts know anything about how she died, really? They can't. Although I suppose they can, but they can't, can they? They can tell things with bones, and they can tell things with muscles, I suppose, what was in the muscle when it happened. Little bits and pieces, but could be anything. Louise, you could never get into jazz. Never say never. Some decent stuff, I don't mind some of it. Especially the more laid back, chilled vibe. Things that would go quite well in Ibiza on a chill out vibe. Some of that's alright. Steve, you're relaxed, in fact your eyes are shut. Oh man. That's what you need, don't it? If you had a long week of work followed by a very, very short weekend of not work. Of course your eyes, you need to be relaxed and your eyes closed, man. She wouldn't have any muscle, not mummified. There's, well, you know what I mean. The stuff in the skin or in the tissue that mummifies, that goes beef jerkified. They can find stuff from that, can't they? I don't know. I seem to know these things. She was definitely having a bad hair day. Well, she looked like she was. Maybe she looked in the hairdresser's rear view mirror, and instead of seeing, the Rachel cut, where it was called at the time, it was backcombed and made her look like Freddie Boswell. Pure speculation, who knows? Yeah, I always like when, obviously I love watching things like Time Team, where they find little walls about that big, that high. This is covering a huge area. What this was, and then they'll tell you in great detail what it was. Might not have been. You might be stood in a brothel and you're saying it's a house of learning. Did you find chalk? Fucking idiots. Beef jerky is disgusting. Is that another dogger using his dogger name? Is that you talking about? I think I know him. Big lad. Often doing wheelies on his unicycle. Ali, you've never tried it? Oh, give it a try. Don't just dismiss it out of hand. Give it a go. The archaeologists, the speculation that they do is very often very laughable. It is. But it's always done with such absolute belief. Some of it, obviously, they must know. If they're finding the same pots and they're finding charcoal from where people were cooking and some bones and what have you, it's a good chance that this might have been a kitchen area. But loads of mad shite on it. Louise, you and your brother once had a heated discussion about how they keep your eyes and mouth shut when you're dead. Who won the argument? Who came out on top in that one? When was this? Was this, when you were young, when you're like 4 or 5 or something, or was this 2010? They sell it in Little Aldi. Little Alley, not Little Aldi. Cool. You buy it for the dogs. Speaks volumes, doesn't it? Do the dogs eat it? Or just sit there and go, nah, not eating that shite, man. Man, you don't like it when they say everything was built for religious purposes. It does seem to be that happens occasionally. You'd think if there was crosses there, and lots of them, and decorative crosses, it might be a religious site. But even things like Stonehenge, it's obvious that it lines up with the winter and summer solstice. So they say, oh, it must be religious. What happens if it wasn't? It was just, my birthday's on the 21st. Man, you want to see it? The light comes in through there, and it's boss. And then we can have the disco going, because some of them drums that we nicked off the mad Scottish fella up the road, dum-dum-dum-dum. They have a rave here, man. Might not be religious, might just be because it looks nice. Imagine what it's going to be like in how many thousand years from now. Time Team 3600. Yes, this area, this used to be called a dogging area. Found some trucker from Barnsley. You found his Elvis belt buckle, where someone was given his skull and he had a heart attack and fell over. It was religious. It was religious purposes. Saint Elvis. Glue. It was glue. Is that how it happens? Glue. Use a special kind of contact lens for the eyes. It has kind of plastic hooks. Hard to explain. Ugh. Yeah, they find a mound of muck and they say religious purposes. What makes you think that? We're bored and we're getting towards the end of the shoot. Just say it's religious. Maybe they'll let us dig a bit more afterwards. Yeah, here's a rock. This pointy bit is vaguely pointing somewhere. It's religious. if in doubt, always go for religion. Which is what the religious do. If you can't explain something, God did it or Jesus did it. Facts, absolute facts. You'd be spitting truths. He did, but only because he's older and dating a funeral director. You still think you were right? Well, Louise, on behalf of the Bears Paws, we are behind you all the way on this one. Louise is right, 100%. Tony Robinson, aged 435. Very baldrick. More astrological yet, Stonehenge and Göbekli Tepe. It is. It's more to do with the movement of the sun, where it is during any time of the year, and then being able to find out when is the best time to start planting things, when's the best time to harvest things. Lots of places around the world have things within the environment where you can tell what month it is, what couple of days it is within that month, and then at some point the sun reaches there, go and lash everything in the ground. Once it reaches there, go and take everything out the ground. Once it reaches there, put your coat on. It's that easy, isn't it? Stonehenge, if anyone's thinking of making the old joke about Woodhenge and Strawhenge, if you go to Stonehenge, down the road there is Woodhenge. There is an actual Woodhenge. Never been there. I haven't been to Stonehenge, to be honest. I've driven past there on the... Well, it's not even a motorway, is it? The dual carriageway. Drove past Thruxton, which was noisy, man. That was noisy. We were in a Bedford Rascal, which was noisy enough. You could still hear the cars screaming around there. Aliens, don't forget the aliens. The cosmic scousers love the aliens, don't they? People have been smoking too much Rocky for the afterlife, you know. Lad, telling you, lad, there's fucking lizards, right? And they come from outer space and comes down here, lads. Seriously, the fucking Illuminati, lad. Yeah, it's always aliens, you bellend. Stop smoking whatever it is you're smoking. The aliens will go away. Oh, you just believe the lies you read in the media. The fucking media. Are you going a bit baldrick? I'm not. Unfortunately, I need to cut mine. Look at the state of it. Getting hippified. Needs to come off. My dad said the other day, you need your hair cutting badly. Why would I want to cut badly? I don't know. Just the way you normally get it done. That's a dad joke. That's a granddad joke. Only he's not my granddad, obviously. Göbekli Tepe is over 11,500 years old. Massive monuments. They say, nah, it's made by hunter-gatherers. Well, no, if you believe the Bible, the world is only, 3,000 years old? So if something is 11,500 years old, it was placed there. My mate in school tried to convince me of that. So what about dinosaurs? God put them there to test our faith. Fuck off, dickhead, you never. Behave yourself. I said, politely. Spoon. Have I missed something? Jackie, is that a cry for help? Spoon! Rocky Illuminati. We did get some sign missione up our way. I can't think where it was. Definitely there's a couple of pieces up here. Absolute fucking nut job. And everyone was buzzing. Do you remember it was all over Instagram, wasn't it? And then someone else started doing fake ones. Fake sign, or sign Missione. Doing fake ones, and it was like Barry and Paul Chuckle. things like that. Absolutely brilliant. And then got kicked off for pretending to be him. Oh, it's much better. Much better. He did Joey Tribbiani, didn't he? Of Friends as Drake Ramore. Putting that up everywhere. You're ruining it, lad. You're ruining it. I've got an actual message for all the other cosmic scousers. If you aren't going bald by 35, you probably won't, you were told. Not a chance I'll go bald. My granddad was in his 70s when he died, and his hair was fucking thick. My dad's the same. A spoon. You found an old coin in your garden. Does that mean the bungalow was built on a bank? No, it's an ancient Roman church. People would go in there of a Sunday and they would put coins down to placate the gods, so it's religious. Good news for our Louise, who is 38 this year and not bald. Do you want to flake with that, love? 6,000. You met some Christians, I think. Told her she must have frontal lobes the size of walnuts. She didn't like that. They are nuts. And genuinely, just go round and have a look. There's a lot of stuff that can't be 6,000 years or younger. There's trees older than that. Bill Hicks, God put dinosaurs there to test our faith. God put you here to test my faith. I love that. But this is pre-Bill Hicks. This was 1980, 85, 86. Christopher Wilcox, if anyone's wondering. I liked him. He's a good lad. Although him and his mate were just uber religious. Indoctrinated into it, and I was, as you can see, laid back but opinionated, which used to drive people like that mad. Why are you arguing? I'm not arguing. I'm just saying. You're fucking arguing. I'm not arguing. Just saying no. Yeah. They must have hated the way I'd done that. I wouldn't argue with them properly, but I'd just carry on chipping away. Feet up, laid back. Lad, just saying, like, know what I mean? Congratulations, our Louise. Religion started when the first con man met the first idiot. All of it is just a way of controlling people. Always has been. And it's not just religion, there's loads of things. That's the major one, but there's all kinds of stuff. We have it now with TV, because TV is a religion. So people will sit and just, whatever they hear on the TV has got to be 100% true. I will do exactly what they tell me to because I'm a nice little consumer. Ali 28, we're getting up there now, aren't we? Your swimsuit vision. Like Chuckle Vision, only swim more swimsuity. You want to believe in God that you're going somewhere better when you die. Well, if you live in Northern Ireland, anywhere that you're going to go is going to be better, isn't it? I'm only joking. I love Northern Ireland before anyone starts getting on my case. Do you know what? I'd love to believe in God as well. And I'd love to be wrong. And then on Judgment Day, I'd love people like their father Calvin Robinson, the one who's constantly staring hate. I'd love to see them stand before their maker on Judgment Day. Can you explain why you were so repulsive to people? Well, we thought that's what you wanted. No. Bye-bye, you're going down south. Fuck you. Oh, Jackie. You know, I love Northern Ireland. It's brilliant. Great people. Marco Allegro did a 14-year study on the Dead Sea Scrolls and concluded that the Bible was code for mushroom trips and fertility rituals. Oh man, the Bible on mushrooms and as part of a fertility ritual. I'd sign up for that. Wouldn't you? Isn't internet the new religion? No. It's just nice that you're here to join with me on a Sunday. Touch your hands on the screen. Touch your hands on the screen. It is, isn't it? We are a little bit too addicted to the internet, I think. But people are even... I'm not constantly on my phone. I will sit there and watch TV, but I won't watch the same kind of shit that other people do. GMTV or Good Morning Britain and all that shit. It's on all the time when I get up. And I can hear it in the background. I'm thinking, why on earth are my family watching this bollocks? While I'm sitting watching Sherlock Holmes from the 1930s and it ain't half hot, Mum. I'm sorry. Much better. Yeah. Jeff is 100% right, is he not? Is he not? Ali, you think that we will see our loved ones that passed? It'd be nice. I'm not hanging my coat on that one though, to be honest. Kind of agnostic. Wish you could believe, but after a year in a mission boarding school, you can't. It's the Bible for me. I asked loads of questions and no one could give me any answers, so I just said no, I'm not having it. I think I might have annoyed, bored and impressed my teachers at the time. I was about 8. Why don't you believe? Well, you tell me the answers and then maybe I will do. Or we can't. Because it's so full of bloody rubbish then, yeah. Jackie, you really want to see it that right? If there's any justice on earth after what we put up when we're on here, it would be lovely to be able to go into another realm and meet up with all the people that you've loved over the years, all family, all your pets, people you went to school with that you actually liked, things like that. Be nice, wouldn't it? Mandy, you saw a zany theory today. Apparently people are mortal. We don't die. We zip off into a new dimension. Are you sure you weren't watching Star Trek or something? Louise, will you not go back to where you were before you were born? Is it cyclical that way? I don't believe in reincarnation, but I do believe that we become back to our elemental self. We become back down to an atomic scale, and those atoms will be rearranged to make something else. Which again is what I think the reason why I can hear mountains is because there is some kind of energy within the mountains and within the rivers, within the seas, that speaks to our atomic level. I know it's not hippified, it's just I think there's a connection there. Jackie, your TV hasn't been on in years. You are not missing a thing. Yeah, you too. Even though you was a bastard, it'd be nice to go and try and sort things out, wouldn't it? Even if it was in another realm. Might be better in a different realm as well. Might be the way it should have been. Right, as long as you believe that it's a nice thought to have, absolutely. But I will say that believe what you want to believe, but don't be telling me I can't go and buy something on a Sunday because it interferes with your religion. If you want to be religious, sound, go and do it in a corner somewhere. I hate the way religion impinges on everyone else's life. Not having it. Not having it. 2001 Space Odyssey style, oh yeah. Thomas, you are a dyslexic, insomniac, agnostic. Lie awake at night wondering if there's a dog. You're having that one, Dave. Because you got a theory that near-death experiences is the brain desperately searching for a way to save itself. Is that also why when you're in that situation, everything seems to slow down? Because the brain is going through thinking, will this fit? Will that fit? Will that work? Been a while since you watched that, but is it in your subconscious, Louise? Is it there? Every time you have a near miss, original you are hit, but you're now in a different reality dimension. Which reminds me, Red Dwarf tonight, if anyone's interested. It's that kind of thing, isn't it? It sounds like a Red Dwarf kind of deal. I like the idea of that though. Because of course, neutrons can be here and somewhere else at the same time. Particle physics and fuzzy logic and string theory and all that. So there could be all kinds of stuff happening we don't know about. Oh, Everything Everywhere All at Once, multiverse theory. Still not seen that film. Is it any good? Yeah, the day after your car hit, Everton will win the league. We will. It's going to happen, isn't it? We can parade you around the streets outside like the Goodison dog. I'll be gone by then as well, don't worry about that. It's explained why you do the job you do, yeah? Mandy confusing Jackie. All makes sense to me, all this. You want the shops closed on a Sunday so people can at least plan one day at home with the whole family. Yeah, but the shops are closed, but pubs aren't. So we don't go into it too much, do we? If you work in a shop, you can go home. If you work in a pub or a petrol station, you have to stay open. And we've seen what religion does to some people. There should be one religion, man. Just one religion. Humanism. Chill. Be sound. Entangled particles. We've had it all at that, haven't we? When you drop an ice cream in your lap. It's one of your top 3 ever. Well, I will definitely watch that then. Close those 2. Jackie, you are currently in a pub on a Sunday night. Sundays used to be one of our busiest days because the people who are off want to go and do something that they enjoy, so had to be the pub. If you close the pub on a Sunday as well as all the shops, people would be so bored. Sunday TV shite. Yeah. Something's got to give. Or you almost step in front of a car, but you don't. In your original lifeline, you do. But instead of dying, you appear as the you are now, but in the next dimension. That's a MASH thing as well, isn't it? Stepping in front of the car. So it scares away the spirits. Does that then, the spirit that's getting scared away, the bad spirit, is that one of your alter egos, your other beings going somewhere else to another dimension to go and do something? Oh, I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? It's nice though. Saw a map of US versus Europe with percentiles of people who believe. So high in the US and so low here. It is mad, isn't it? Religion's dying out all over the world apart from Middle East and the US. Even the big Catholic countries, the whole South America and Spain and places like that, hugely Catholic countries, atheism is on the rise. So at some point, the overwhelming religion in the world will be atheist, even though it's not a religion, but you know what I mean. Very virtual. Man, you confused yourself writing it, but it still makes more sense than quite a lot of things that you read in the Bible. So what happened to the old real you? And how many of you is there? Just think, in dimensions all over the world, all over the universe, there could be trillions of Jackies, like the trillions of Arnold Rimmers, Ace Rimmers.
Piggly ding. Next.
Oh, Piggly ding. Oh, Jackie, there can't be any more than one of you, girl. Come on. The universe is not ready for more than one Jackie. Jesus. The empty shell gets buried or cremated. That's the empty shell. Is it the soul that disappears? Thomas wants to be scattered. Not cremated, just scattered. Yeah. Limbs everywhere. An arm over there. a leg over there somewhere. No, not a leg over there. Well, you know what I mean. Dump like trash. That sounds very much like an American film, that, doesn't it? He should have been dumped like trash. Before or after death? Before death, I think we've all been scattered like that, haven't we, over the years? I've been to a few after parties after watching Everton. I got completely scattered. Wish there was a god that has love for hairless monkeys in a small solar system in a quiet corner of a galaxy amongst billions of galaxies. But you just don't. It's too much. Too much. Why is there just us? Depending on how embarrassing Ali's uniform is for you. Depending on how embarrassing it is, it could possibly be before death, that one. Just scatter me all over the oblong. Jinxie, you're lost here. It's like a strange movie plot. This is every bloody stream. It's like a weird movie plot. We've got a blue-skinned demon. A teddy bear who writes haikus. I mean, come on. It's not the most straightforward thing on earth, is it? Out on the Llama Racing Club t-shirts are up on the merch site, by the way. Looks quite nice. Llama Racing Club. The punters are feckin' weirdos. They are. But in such a nice way. We like a bit of lunacy. It helps. I think it helps as well if you hang around with weirdos, or you hang around in places where there's lots of weirdos, you can walk away feeling much better about yourself. Little Coopers in Liverpool's good for that. Just walk in, have a pint, walk out thinking, I'm alright. Every single one of them, 7 syllables. No, it's 8. And a half. 7, yeah. Are you haikuing? I like haikuing. Who come up with that idea? Can you add more than one haiku together to make a double haiku? Would it be a very haiku at that point? What other formats for poetry are there? Apart from haikus, limericks. You have no idea what that is. Mandy loves a haiku. If done right, they are fantastic. Sonnets, of course, yes. One's written in iambic pentameter. 8 and 6 lines. Sonnets. I read quite a few of them in school. We had to. Wasn't through choice. But we did. I like doing poetry at school, apart from John Donne, I think it was. Metaphysical poetry. Just possibly because we were doing WB8 at the same time, and I absolutely loved his stuff. Then going on to John Donne and Wilfred Owen, it was just dull. I found it dull at the time. Different now, but at that time I needed something else. Probably could have done with Adrian Henry or Roger McGough or someone. Yeah, haiku, 3-line poem, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables, hugely Japanese. They write some gorgeous ones. John Donne, a summer season when soft was the sun. Yeah. Louise, you only like rhyming poetry and proper photorealistic paintings. Oh, man. I like all of it. I like Impressionism as well. For me, I like anything that stirs the soul and the spirit, no matter what it is. Whether it's music, whether it's impressionist art, photorealistic art, poetry, straightforward poetry, slam poetry that some of these young kids are writing. Anything that just speaks to me, I quite like. Enjoyed the war poetry. Rupert Brooke, if I should die, think only this of me. I'll be back to get you. Bit of Blackadder for you. Made to learn by rote. I should be able to do Lake Isle of Lake Isle Innisfree of fucking hell. Lake Isle of Innisfree by W.B. Yeats. I used to be able to do it off by heart, but I can't now. I put it down to the explodey brain, but you know, I learned it when I was about 16 or something. And I'm not 16 anymore. Didn't Shakespeare write the sonnets to a dark lady and a fair youth? But he was a frustrated buyman. Yeah. Bit of upstart crow. I haven't really watched much of that. I always felt like I was being unfaithful to Blackadder if I caught 5 minutes of it. If an unmade bed is art, you better start calling you Picasso. Yeah, I'm not a fan of stuff like that. Some of it is absolutely brilliant. Art installations and things like that, but some of it is just, I can see they're trying to say something, but a lot of it, to you, is make something, then try and work out what it is, write down what you think it is, and write it on a piece of paper somewhere. Well, this is what I meant all the way through this. No, you didn't. You didn't have an idea of what you were making. You just made something, and now you're coming up with an explanation of what it is. That's bullshit, man. Ask a hip-hop ghostwriter if his lyrics were like poetry. He said no. Love Yates. Went to the grave in Sligo. Top. Steve, you fell asleep? Oh, no worries, mate. Get your head down. See you soon, bud. Sweet dreams. Night, Helen. And Groovy. Every episode makes fun of a different Shakespeare play. Very clever. I'll give it a go, actually, because I quite like stuff like that. But, like I said, I just felt like I was being unfaithful to Blackadder. And I can't be unfaithful to Blackadder the Second, can I? Or Blackadder 2, whatever you want to call it. Peerless. A bit like Southport at the moment. Peerless. Absolutely peerless. Well, no, that's not right at all, is it? Because we have one, we just can't walk down the bastard thing. David Mitchell it is, yep. Anti-duties had called, what did you miss? Good question, what did you miss? Aliens? Was there aliens before? Ali in swimsuit, working behind the pause bar. Is it hot in here? The temperature is high, Coo. Very nice. We have haiku chats. This is how good this thing is. This is the level that we're dealing with. Haikus in the chat as well. him and Gemma Wheeland. And the guy that played the creepy neighbour in Friday Night Dinner, the antagonist of David Mitchell's Shakespeare character, that would be Mark Heap. Mark Heap is a genius. He was also in Green Wing, which is one of the best sitcoms that this country's ever produced, as is Spaced, and he was in that as well. Very good haikuing. Top haikuing. Yeah, Ali, you missed out on Rocky, Sign Missione, Religion, Dinosaurs, Christopher Wilcox, who I hope is doing well. He was only small. Poetry and the Multiverse Theory. Oh, and you just in time for a little bit of haikuing. Mark Heap, who's also in Big Train. You've never seen that. As sketch goes, sketch goes go. It is up there with the greatest of all time. It is absolutely incredible. That it gave a start to a lot of really, really good comic performers as well. Big Train. Genius. Might have worked better with lines 1 and 3 reversed. I know, I think you're alright with that one. Because you give cause and then effect afterwards. Yep. Perfect the way it is. Julia Davis is in Big Train. She is as well. As was Simon Pegg. Oh, jeez, who else was in it? Brain's going now. Yeah, she was in the famously in the sketch with the jockeys, the show jumping jockeys and the firemen. Yeah, I know it makes no sense saying that, but have to be watched to be believed. Big Train, of course. Johnny King, the Tranmere manager, gets a name check in that one. Make your next one rhyme and you'll get a round of applause from Louise. You can't make haikus rhyme though, because the way they're set. 5 syllables, 7, then 5. To make them rhyme would be tricky. It's tricky to rock a rhyme. Give Upstart Crow a go. Oh well, it's on. Is it ITVX or something? It's on now. I think it might be because it used to be on. It's a BBC TV show, isn't it? But it used to be on BritBox. I'll check live on air now. Oh, by the way, BritBox, for all its faults, used to have All the Yes Minister and All the Yes Prime Minister. But ITVX has missed off Party Games, which is the one that takes you from Yes Minister to Yes Prime Minister. So once you start the next series, it makes no fucking sense. How did he get there? Sort your shit out, man. Yeah, Upstart Crow, ITVX, the ITVX player. 3 series plus other episodes. Soul on there, blood. Now I'm talking about all on there, right? I will give that a bash. Domingo is looking for some supper. Is it the Last Supper? You always feel weird seeing Simon Pegg as he looked a lot like your dad. He's brilliant in Big Train as well, Simon Pegg. And Amelia Bullmore, who was in Coronation Street, I think. She was in that. She plays an exceptionally good, foul-mouthed Florence Nightingale in one particular sketch, which was superb again. Rebecca Front was in it as well, wasn't she? Big Train. And Kevin Eldon, that's who I was thinking of. You know poet, but you tried. Right? Well, Louise, you're off. No worries. Bonne nuit, chérie. Night night. Once was a chap called Tom Tom, who has a lovely wife called Mrs. Tom Tom. His cat is Domingo. He drives him mad dingo. He comes to the pause to get a round of applause. Well, that's working. It's getting there. It's getting there. We're getting there. I think though if I was rhyming with Tom, I'd try and get Herbert Lom in there for some reason. I don't know why. But just sometimes in the back of my mind, I need to put that in there so it's going in. I need to write more poetry. Not just the piss-takey stuff. More actual poetry. We come to the pause, stay for a chat and a pause. Someone lock the doors. More haikuage. A limerick of some sort. An awfully, yeah. It's like a limerick only from Offaly. An awfully good limerick. A rhyming haiku. Take some doing. I can't give you anything. There's no... It's not a dad joke. It's not a matron. It's not a wolfie. Yeah, Jimmy Anderson. I'll give you some cricket. About the best I can do. So I need a plane, don't I? I need a plane for the corner, and we have plane chats. And then, what can I do for it? A rhyming poetry. If anyone does a rhyming poem, a rhyming haiku, I'll have to put something in the corner again, won't I? Ali, saw your cousin in the 100 metres at the Olympics. On your marks. Oh, very nice. Sorry, what was that, Mandy? What was that? What was that? You didn't think I had the balls, did you? There you go. I could do a cheer, multifunctional. There is a thing where you can do sound effects on the Stream Deck, but it doesn't seem to go through onto there, so I'll have to find. It'll have to be a little video clip somewhere, or can I do it? I don't know. I'll find a way of doing it. I'll just have a little one button that I press. And we'll do that. I'll find a cheer. A multifunctional chair for anything that's particularly good. I should buy or make. I could make one, couldn't I? I could make one button, just a hotkey button, like a proper big red. When you're about to send nuclear weapons up or something, the one that Father Dougal saw on the plane. Do not touch. One of those big red buttons. Whenever anyone does anything good or interesting, just. There once was a man named Nick who had an amazing big prick. He took the thorn out and began to shout, and it shrank back down to a fig. You know me so well. Lake and Heath again on Friday. Very nice. A party popper, a firework. But it would have to be a video, and it would have to be a video with no background to it, which is very difficult. much more difficult to find than you would think. Very few videos are very few videos are backgroundless. And if you try and make them backgroundless, they look bloody awful. I'll have a look though. I wonder could I AI it? Yeah, I just read that then as it popped up. But even the AI stuff I've tried to do, it would do it backgroundless. And it doesn't do it. Shit, man. AI is great, but it's still not there yet. But it will be. Watch this space. Well, there are some videos saying that party popper transparent stock video footage. That's a video, that's not going to be... Oh, balls, I'll have a look when I finish anyway. Sunday in the pause. Landlord Nick looks at the time. Goes to lock the doors. That to me rhymes. Jeff strolling endlessly through a library where it doesn't. If you ever look again, there's a background to him. That's why he's walking through a library, but he's only moving forward slightly. And then it goes back to where it was. It just keeps on repeating and repeating. There's a background to him on that. That's why you've got the library bits on the side, because I couldn't even get rid of them. If I could have got rid of all of that, I would have done. And then put a proper video of a library walk or something in there. It looks okay, I suppose, as well as possible. But see, I've tried a few things with AI, and some of it works really well. Other stuff, it just doesn't work. Does it work in rhyme? It does. Feels like it's got a nice rhythm. All the inherent rhyme, it does. Very similar, yeah. Is there suggestions of plagiarism going on there, is there? Is the artistic temperament coming out? I think you'll find Sunday at the pause, landlord Nick looks at the time while Thomas is in grime. Oh, dirty, dirty. I like haikus though, because there's a little bit of... There's a discipline to writing a haiku. You can't just make up as many syllables as you want. It has to fit into the structure. And then you have to make some kind of, I don't know, it doesn't have to be a full story, but there has to be something in there to make it worthwhile. Otherwise it's just bullshit, man. But it's good. And if you can fit in an entire narrative within the 575 syllable structure, you're a genius. 17 syllables in total, and you can get an entire start, middle and end. Brilliant. You are an inspiration. Why are non-alcoholic drinks like incest? Yep. If he's full of grime, get him in a tub there, Ali. Get him in a tub. Tastes the same, but it's just wrong. You're simply an inspiration, better than an expectation. I'm back and I'm on mute. Hey? I'm not on mute, am I? Am I on mute? There you go. Go on, there you go. I'll jump behind the bar for the last little sesh. Allow you to head to the tub. Oh, sorry, I'm on mute. Right, got you, Kirsty, you're with your mate. Right, so well, I'm on, but I'm on mute. Got you. Rhyming haikus. Yeah, Kirsty's on mute, not me. It took me a while to get that one. But what's happening here? There's the whole system gone knackered. No. I get you. Got you. Right, got you. Spray you with the soda hose nozzle thing. Or even better, the old school soda bottles. They were amazing, them things. The weight was incredible in them. Is it long since you've been high? If you get to London, you have to smoke a spliff together. Hi, Kirsty's mate. Yes, well said. Very ignorant of me. Hi, Kirsty's mate. Old school seltzer bottle. The ones that clowns used to use. We used to have them in the pub as well when we first started. Before we got the Python, which is the nozzly thing that you get nowadays. Way before then. Old school seltzer bottles, they weighed an absolute ton. The amount of glass that was in them. Are you the mate with the foxes? Where else on earth are you going to get a sentence like that in a chat? This is the only place that happens. Oh yeah, are you the mate with foxes? Are you ready? You've assumed the position. Is this a degriming with seltzer? Or is there something else going on here? Is this an unregulated prostate exam? She says hi back. Very nice to have you there. Ali's doing the front crawl by the look of it. In the tub. It's only a hot tub. Mind you, she's only small, that Ali, isn't she? Who's back? Silverback. Now serving. Shady's back, I think. Canada flag. Oh. I will have to canva that, won't I? See if I can remember where I kept all my flags. Most people have got 3 or 4 of these things going on. I've got about 20 of them. All with different things. Llama racing, there you go, yeah. Jeff t-shirts. Oh, there you go. That was the last flags I had to do. Scotland, Portugal, France and Lanky. Oh, Lanky, Lanky. Elements, Canada flag. What the bleeding hell's going on with this at the moment? This is simply not on. No. Stupid boy. Yep, there you go, done. The Canada flag has been saved, ready to be printed. I can print that ASAP and get it on board. Ali's doing the front crawl, you're doing the butterfly. As long as you're not doing the breaststroke. Fnar, fnar. The soda gun, bane of your life. Remember to put the top back on after you clean it. Did you also put everything in soda water to clean it? The what did they used to call them? The things that you put on the pump. Sparklers. What do they call sparklers? Walter the pig farmer used to call them fagitator. Pints flat. Can you tighten up fagitator? Fagitator. Sparklers. What do they call sparklers? What, I can't fucking remember. Years ago, man. 2003 I left there. I have a pet fox. It's called Henning and it's weird. He likes to have pox. What? A mask and a snorkel. It's whatever you want it to be. Lanky flag, yep. Lanky giraffe. He'd be good for the cricket chat. I can look at that. Let's see if I can find him. You're donning the dead dolphin. It's like dropping the dead donkey. Batman mask and lightsaber. We do have a lightsaber. You put your sunglasses on and the paintbrush is a scrubbing brush. Sparkler, yeah, I thought it was. Or we used to call it fagitator in the pub because Walter the pig farmer called it that. What you put up the pump, that is between me and my dominatrix. Now if you go to a pub over here and you start pouring your beer, at the end of the pump there's a little screw-on element, sparkler, which makes it either more frothy or less frothy depending on if you tighten it or untighten it. And Walter the pig used to call it fagitator because it agitated the beer. But those who used to put them all in a glass of soda water and let the soda water take away the dirt. Wasn't any dirt in there at all. Pubs were always absolutely spotlessly clean behind the bar. No matter what people thought. Gently, you can do gentle. Our alley can do gentle. Soft and gentle. Oh, Jesus. How's your knitting? You got to pump every time you get a beer? Yes, UK beer, you'll fight forever. What an advert. Nucleated glasses, would they be the ones with the etching on the inside of them? Normally at the bottom, isn't it? You just draw a little symbol. Because if you get loads of bubbles in a drink in a glass, it's because the glass is dirty or scratched. Anywhere that there's something that it can hold on to create bubbles, it will do. CO2 will attach itself to it and then bubbles will pop up, which is why they used to engrave the insides of the bottoms of glasses. That is nucleated glasses, isn't it? Or am I wrong? Don't ask Ali, she's having an absolute Western super. Did you see your ass with it? Off went the knitting needles, whang, straight into the shed, and they will stay there until tomorrow. Totally correct. Obviously, always correct. Even when I'm wrong, I'm correct. I don't miss the pub at all, but I do occasionally. I do miss parts of it. So when you're talking about things like Grant's bottles being triangular or Toblerone in shape, just stuff like that coming back, and Harvey's Bristol Cream Sherry being in a blue bottle, which is Bristol Blue. Stuff like that makes me think, oh, I don't miss it. I do miss it. I don't miss it at all. I miss the people. and I might miss the occasional bit of a thought, a bit of nostalgia, but I'm glad we're not there anymore because it seems to be an absolute nightmare. A penny wrapped in a roly paper. Yep. You've been there, you know. You know the score. Hardcore, you know the score. You know the Bobby. What's everyone's favourite pub game? We have something called Shoemaker's Billiards beside darts and dice. Love it. Oh. Favourite pub game? But most British pubs have got pool and darts. Beyond that, you might occasionally have a game of poker or something while on a stay behind, but yeah, we don't have much like that otherwise. Pool and darts. Aftershock, pink stuff in a square bottle, yes. I was thinking earlier than that. I was thinking much earlier than Aftershock was a bit late 90s, wasn't it? Late 90s, early 2000s when that came in. You don't go to pubs, if you're honest. Yes, good point. You are in a pub right now. This is pub. This is what pub does. This is what pub does. And this is the good side of a pub because you don't actually need the alcohol. It's the company. Shuffleboard as well. I suppose in pubs years ago there used to be shove halfpenny. There was bar skittles, which you'd have a board with a stick sticking up with a ball on string and little skittles all the way across the board. You have to take it, let go, and see if you can knock over as many as possible in one go. Stuff like that, but yeah, not much nowadays. You're lucky if there's a dartboard and a pool table. That's about it, mate. I'd say pool for me, but pain in the arse sometimes. We had a fella in our pub who looked a bit like Cliff Thorburn, the grinder, and so because he looked a bit like him, he played like him. So you've got one red left and then the black, which are both over the pockets, and you're playing safety shots in a fucking pub. Dickhead. It's always nice to beat him heavily. Your dad used to have pubs, so as the landlord's son, you were like royalty there. Always felt weird, like you were special. Most people, famous people feel like, or super attractive folk. Well, I was the landlord's son, I never felt remotely special. Mind you, I was working behind the bar at the time, being called all kinds of horrible things by people. All part of a laugh though. Yeah, Ali, it's just like this, but with sticky carpets. We miss that. That's the thing you miss. There's some exceptionally sticky carpets in Liverpool pubs over the years. Now that they're all wooden floorboards, it's just not the same anymore. If anything gets sticky, they can come out within seconds and mop it up and it's all sound. The kind of sticky that's been built up over month after month after month, year after year, decade after decade. So it sounds like Velcro every time you walk anywhere. At the Grafton, proper old school sticky carpet. Oh, the floor's black in there. No, it isn't. And someone, you go in there and someone's just cleaned it and it's all colours and all kinds. What? New carpet? No, we've had it washed. Yeah, not here to talk reality. This is pure escapism. This is what it's for. This is where we meet up. This is where we heal our hurt. We disappear here. It's a safe environment. We can be ourselves. No worries, no concerns. No one's being judged. We come together to look after each other. It's like that, and that's the way it is. Just being honest, but you see what the crack is. This is as good as being in a pub for me. It's the one thing I do miss. It's the people. I was asked. Who was it who asked? Oh, Sharon, my mate from work, texted me the other day, how you doing, how's things? We'll have to meet up for a beer. Well, I don't drink. Alright, well, a soft drink or a coffee or something. Yeah, fine. Do you not want to go to the pub anymore? So it's not a case of wanting to go to the pub anymore. It's a case of I want to be alive. So, yeah, probably not. But I only miss, that's the thing I do miss. Just meeting up with your mates, chilling. Doesn't have to be done in a pub. You can do it in a coffee shop. But it's easier in a pub because after a couple of beers, everyone loosens up and you're all sound. As far as you're concerned, Tomash, you are in the hot tub, of course. Writing haiku whilst the bubbles bubble. Not in your bills doing mileage. If you can do mileage in your bills, you're doing well. Red carpets, flock wallpaper, novelty plates on shelves. Old school pub, proper old school. Some of them used to have brasses. No. Horse brasses as well, didn't they? Nailed up on the bars. I don't mean brasses sat round chewing gum aggressively. What do you mean? I'm only in for a fucking drink. Is your Johnny machine refilled in the ladies? Nah. If you look up to your dad, you were just some nerdy weirdo. It always felt weird. The only time you felt good about yourself, to be honest. But you hadn't earned it. Being cool by proxy. Nah. Well, people have a tendency to want to look after the kids of, landlords, landladies, but it's not that. You have earned it. Come here. Very, who was that? Jimmy Cricket, wasn't it? Come here. Who's a comedian? Oh, man. What sort of story would you want to hear? One of the pubs that you ran had Toby jugs instead of plates. Horrible things. They are, they were, they will be. I think the George in Garston used to have them. Dava Jones, a Welsh, very angry Welshman. Actually a lovely fella, but he used to hate us kids. You could go in there, there's a little serving hatch, buy crisps and drinks and things, but he used to always have a go at you. I turned 18 and as soon as I did, his entire attitude changed towards me. Looking back at it, I think it was probably teach these kids respect because he was an army fella. Teach them respect, and once they reach a certain age, the men, then they'll just be like every other fella that drinks in here. Well, fair enough. Dava Jones. But he used to have Toby jugs all over the place. True story. Not even sure it's still there, that place. It might have been knocked down and replaced with houses, probably. And massage your shoulders while you tell me the story. There you go. What more can you ask for? Have we got a licence for this? Do we need a licence for this? This indoor dogging. Ooh. Tick. Canada flag. Tick. Tick VG. Anyway, Jesus, tonight. It's after 11 o'clock on a Sunday. Would you prefer to be out of the tub while oof? Yes, getting hot under the collar here. Ali's massages at the pause. This could be on a completely separate menu for next week. What's available? all the extras. I might have to redo Saf's South African thing. I think it's slightly bent. Knew it was worth wearing the captain's uniform. Absolutely. She is the captain of your hips. Sometimes go back to one of the pubs, and last time you had a 30-minute chat with someone who said, oh, then yeah, someone said to me, you don't know who that is. It's Uffa's son. And his whole demeanour changed. Oh, man. It's nice to be able to do stuff like that, though. Go back and have a look. How things are, how things were, how things could be. Hang on. There you go. Yeah, but it's 11 o'clock, so get your dancing shoes on, because you know what's coming next, don't you? You know what's coming next. It is...
Another great night here at the Dallas Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat and told the odd joke. Now get in our hot tub for a post-stream soak.
And that's that.
Hoo-yah!